What's up? What's up? What's up, Solar Warriors? What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. My name's Jarrett McAllister, the virtual Solar Pro. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it means that it was approved by Spencer Rosen and the Enphase crew. But if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you hit the like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then share it with everybody you know, because this is top secret stuff and it got approved. With that being said, man, we are excited to kick off this Tuesday training. I got my partner to my left or my right, depending on where you're looking on Zoom. Mr. Tom Cotter, how you doing, bro?
Good morning, Jarrett. Good morning, Spencer. Good morning, Jonathan. Excited to have Enphase here today.
Super excited. Super excited. It's no secret. It's my favorite inverter out there on the market. And yes, Mr. Jonathan Bernasso, I think he's traveling the streets of probably Las Vegas. He's in his car. Jonathan, are you here?
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I am in Southern California right now. I'll be in Palm Springs this weekend for a birthday. And then May 11th, John Bobness and I are going to be doing a power day in Southern California. So somewhere between Pasadena, Diamond Bar, but I think it's Pasadena area. But stay tuned for that. If you know anyone in Southern California, if you want to build into it, recruit into it, guys, May 11th. There's only a few power days going on May 11th, so I'm excited for that.
Awesome, definitely. And you can usually find those events and more on powercalendar.com. And we're going to highlight an event here in just a second. But before we do, just like every single week, we're going to start off with some success stories. So if you helped a homeowner go solar this past week, we want to hear from you. Did you build out your team? Give us your success. Raise your hand. Go ahead and drop it in the chat. I will call on you quickly. Mr. Jared Foster. Oh, shit. We got Bill, too, of course. All right, but let's start off with Jared Foster, and then hopefully we get enough hand raised. We'll just throw Bill to the back of the line. No, so many successes. Just playing with you, Bill. Jared, what's up, bro? What do you got?
Well, first of all, you can't talk bad about my boy Bill. He's the one that's brought me in here to keep the sharing all this stuff. So he's crushing, he's traveling, he's moving, he's getting things done, and he's motivating the hell out of me. So anyways, man, I've had a phenomenal week. So we've got 2 installs that just got completed. One of them is getting finished up tomorrow. I just took the drone out there, filmed it, did the whole thing. So that'll be coming online soon. Been helping one of my brokers establish your team. So I met with a brand new agent, got them onboarded and everything all set up. And they're going through their tier 1 training as we speak right now. Also, I talked about this in a video, don't be a secret agent, right? So I was sitting with a couple on a plane coming back from Mexico City in South San Francisco. I was able to drive out there, get them taken care of, and we got a new cash agreement that was signed. Site survey was already done, and they don't see any problems and don't know why the other organization, which we won't talk about today, took 1.5 years to do absolutely nothing for them. So they're moving fast, and we've created a great relationship, and they're about to tell all their neighbors. So it's just been a phenomenal phenomenal week. And I've got another meeting tonight with another real estate referral, and it's just rolling. And then we're getting ready for our power day here in Stockton, California on May 11th, which I just shot the video for. So we're going to be promoting the heck out of it. I got my team all excited about it. So we're going to pack the house, and that's what I've got to share.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Mr. Foster is on fire. And it's not even summertime, man, just heating up. He's out there getting footage, promoting his business, letting everybody he knows what he does. And that turns into more deals, helping more homeowners. Freaking crushing it, Jared, as always. And I can only talk shit to Bill because I love him like a brother. And because of that, I'm going to give him a quick 30 seconds to talk about all his wins. What's up, Bill Connolly?
Guys, hey, 20 seconds. I just want to say it isn't Jared Foster. It's Jared Fire, which is, like you said, he is on fire. What a guy. I just wanted to echo his sentiment that don't be a secret agent. I happened to be talking to somebody on the luxury trip to Hawaii that a few of us got to go on, and was talking to some gal, and she reached back out to me after I shared my card, and she signed up last night as a consultant, and has a deal already. So it's just, if you do it enough, it just happens. It happens naturally. So you don't have to try if you make Powur part of your life. That's all I would say. Just be sharing, always trying to help other people, be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. Thank you very much, Jared McAllister. You're the bomb.
Well
Dude,
said.
I love you. And that is such great advice. The secret to my success when I first got into this, I was freaking excited about the opportunity to help people go solar, right? Obviously, the homeowner benefits like crazy. We get rewarded extremely well. We're doing good for the planet. So I told everybody I knew. You couldn't talk. If I couldn't run into somebody without telling them what I did for a living. And I had tremendous success. And yes, we always talk about don't be a secret agent, but like, why the hell would you be a secret agent? I just don't even get it. Like, it's such an amazing opportunity. And if you're not an expert, so you don't feel like you know everything, lean into your mentors, right? Just be excited about what you can do and help. If they got questions, say, that's a great question. Let me get you on a meeting with my mentor. I just started, but I'm super excited. But tell everybody and lean into your leadership and your mentorship. So great call, Bill. Mr. John Bobness. He's more infectious in person than he is on his Facebook post. It was great seeing you at SolarCon, brother. What you got for us?
Love you, man. I love seeing you bounce up and down on the every time you do one of the there he goes. There he goes. I'm like your coach. All right, I'm gonna give you a quick thing. Similar to what Bill did. Great job, Bill. I was taking my son to the Home Depot to talk about some of the stuff we're gonna be doing there. He's excited about it. Took him to go get pizza afterward. The guy at the pizza place sees my Solar Hero shirt and goes, "Hey, what's that about?" Long story short, just signed up as a seller and is going to be at our live event on May 11th. And so I told him, I go, it's mandatory. You have to be there. But anybody on this call, if you have people local in California, or if you can get to Pasadena. John Bernasso, it is in Pasadena. I already put a deposit because I'm an all-in, jump-in, crazy kind of person. So even if I overpaid a little bit, this venue is sick. It is amazing. But more importantly, I struck up a conversation with Brian Kim, the guy who runs basically Q cells in California. And he said, something about you. I want to talk to you. You're exciting me. He said he was on the verge of ready to retire. And now he said he wants to build something big with us. So, I mean, I'm excited about this. He's going to do his SolarCon main stage presentation at this event. So anybody who has a recruit, Jonathan Bernasso and I, well, at least I asked him yesterday and he said yes. So I'm just going to say it. He said he's willing to do a opportunity pitch with me while we're there. Send your recruits. They will. I don't know if you think John Bernasso and I might be able to get some people onto believing in this vision and signing up, but we're going to send them back to you supercharged. You can plug them into all of our teams, my team, your team, everybody's team, and let's effing go.
Let's effing go. Love it. Love it, John. Thank you for bringing the heat. What's up, Mr. Jonathan Bernasso?
I got a quickie. I need to be driving here in a minute, but I can't wait for the training today. Real quick story, guys. I'm taking a few homeowner Zooms because it's a little slower and I want to just make sure I still got it. So a customer named Carlos, when he signed up, I gave him a bottle of tequila. When he gave me his first referral and the referral got installed, I gave him a better bottle of tequila. And Carlos has recently had some O&M issues. His one panel's not working. They sent a micro. They sent another micro. They think it's the solar panel. That panel may not fit anymore. Canadian doesn't make that panel. So he's going through some frustrations, but I'm there listening to him. He loves that we have a 30-year warranty. Despite some of these challenges, that's why he signed up with us, and a good price. Carlos just gave me 2 referrals this last week, guys. 2. And on one of the Zooms for his referral, I literally, in my homeowner slide deck, said, guys, Carlos is going to owe you dinner or tequila because he's going to get $1,000 from referring you. And so if you know anyone, your colleagues, you just told me where you work at, your neighbors, your family, guys, I can get you into the $1,000 club as well. And she's like, really? My cousin or my brother are looking into it now. Like, we'll tell them to stop. Like, can we still get the referral credit? I'm like, yeah. Normally it's for clients, but I think I can still get you that $1,000 now because you need to do your roof and other stuff, but I can definitely get that for you now. So introduce me on group text right now. And so moral of the story, connect with past customers, be there for them, even with their headaches or frustrations. They like you. They respond to you, gamify it, make it fun. Tequila, they will continue to refer you. Summer's around the corner, and it's just going to continue to pop off. And always ask for referrals in the homeowner presentation along every step of the way, because you never know. And let them know how you want to be introduced, and make it seem like it's an exclusive $1,000 club as well. So that's all I got.
Great. Love that, Jonathan. Moral of the story, you guys, tequila wins every single time. No, but seriously, be there for your homeowners. This is construction. Shit goes awry. If as long as you're the person that's there for them, helps them get through it every step of the way, they get it, man. Nothing's perfect. You will get more referrals actually from a homeowner having a blip in the road and you helping them recover and getting through it. They're going to refer you as that trusted professional that took care of them. That's what we just want to be taken care of, especially dropping 50, 60 grand on a project. Want to know, hey, you're going to hold my hand through this and it's going to be all right. Great job, Jonathan. Awesome. Awesome. All right. We're going to go Larry, then Aleu. Let's go. Larry, what do you got, brother?
Good morning, good afternoon. Got a couple of business launches tonight. Got one at 4:30 Eastern time. Bobby's going to be on it. It's for Sambavi. She's been in the platform for a while. And then I've got one at 7:30 Pacific time with Kurt Bach, a new guy on the team. And they're both in Power Pioneers. If anybody wants to hop on, feel free to. They're in the Power Pioneers. There's the one at 4:30 right here. I'm posting it up. So just wanted to let y'all know. Thank you.
Love it, Larry. Way to promote Building with Bobby. That has been a huge success. And it's not for someone that's brand new. You've been in the company for a year, 2, 6 months. Relaunch your business, man. Let's go. So thank you, Larry, for sharing that. Aleu, did I say that right?
Perfectly. Thanks, Jared.
Okay.
Hey, John
Love
Bobness, I like your shirt.
Give me my
So-
shirt back, man. What is happening over there? Guys in my
I
closet.
had a meeting yesterday, so I brought on an HVAC partner in Santa Barbara about 4 months ago, and I brought them on as a lead generator. I recruited them as a lead generator in my solar or Power Pro account, and we started talking yesterday. And he's like, "Tell me about your shirt." So just opportune that I had my shirt on, and he says, "Well, how can I join Power?" And I said, "I've been waiting for you to ask me that question because I knew they were going to get tired of the $1,500 lead generator fees." And I said, "Well, here's how you do it." They signed up yesterday. If we get to the point where I can't handle more than 1 or 2 deals a month, I'm going to start assigning them out to other tier 3s in the area. So there's a win now. They're in my downline. So that was a win.
Love it, dude. I was going to hold off on my win, but
Great
you
job,
kind of just
Larry.
brought it up. There are lead generation companies out there. It is so much better to offer them a position with Power and for them to be able to earn 50% of the commission when a lead is sold. Think about what I just said, you guys. You guys get hit up all day long. It's such a better proposition. And if they're not willing to invest their own money into projects that they will earn 50% commission on, are those leads even worth it? Think about that, you guys. Great job, Aleu. Great job with that. And they're going to be very happy. And yeah, all of a sudden now you can dish out more leads to the team. So thank you, everybody, for sharing your wins. I had a few more, but we are running behind and we have such an amazing training for you guys this week. Tom, we were going to highlight one thing on powercalendar.com. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I mean, we got Spencer here, so we got to talk about Enphase, right? So we've got it actually just happened, I think, before this meeting, but Spencer jumps on and talks about Enphase stuff. What is it? Once every other week,
Yep.
It is.
Spencer?
Here, I'll share my screen. I'll show it right here. You can share the link.
I'll share the
Right
link
here,
to
you
Power
guys.
Calendar to the next one. There we go.
PowerCalendar.com. Enphase does a training every other week. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific on Tuesdays. So literally it was like just moments before this meeting.
So make sure you're a part of that. And also, Spencer has a Facebook group if you are on the Facebooks. So it's the Power Enphase Facebook group posted in the chat. You can also search for that if you're listening to this later on, if Spencer gave us permission to share it on YouTube. So Power Enphase, you just search that on Facebook. You can find the group. And, I started selling Enphase back in 2007, I think. So I've been Enphase guy for quite a long time here.
Absolutely, man. I've been team Enphase myself since, I don't know, 2020 when we started offering it right from the beginning. I had to hit a stop share because who knows what these crazy people will say on my direct messages popping up on a recording. That's definitely not going on YouTube. But yeah, that's a great transition. Let's go ahead and move over to our guest this week. This man he's become a good friend of mine. He represents, in my opinion, some of the best technology in the solar industry. When you think of microinverters, you think of Enphase, you think of decentralization. I personally think of power. So it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly for me. It's my competitive advantage when I present to homeowners and show them their different options. And I just want to welcome everybody, Mr. Spencer Rosen from Enphase. Spencer, you here with us, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I need to say anything. You just kind of did all my work. Tom lined it up. You lined it up. I mean, Jonathan said it. So yeah, thank you for the intros. So cool to jump on this call with these giants, right? You got Brunasso here. You got Tom Cotter here, Rick Joseph. I see Owen here. Shelly's here. Jordan's here. Walter, I even used to dance salsa with in San Diego. So I know him back from another life. I'm a badass salsa dancer, just so you know, whether or not you believe it, it's true. I met John at SolarCon. It was really cool to have such senior solar nerds on the platform, sales leaders on the platform. I'm going to drop one more kind of transformational, motivational tip. We were talking about walking earlier. I am a total like self-development what's the right way to say it? Avid aficionado. These days I don't do as much as I used to, but for years I would just every single course I could take. And one of the things I was into for a long time was Tony Robbins' Hour of Power. Who's done Tony Robbins' Hour of Power? 30 Minutes of Freedom. Ooh, I see no hands. This is like old school.
John, Aleo, they see. I see a few.
Okay, I see a few people. Yeah, this is like the old school original way to start your morning. And he takes you through a series of breathing exercises, incantations, and at the end you do a visualization on your future, not like some future someday, like it's happening right now. And then you imagine a dial in your chest and you churn up the energy on this dial. And I swear, when you complete this exercise, whether it's 15 minutes, so like 15 minutes to fulfillment, 30 minutes to freedom, 45 minutes to thrive, or an hour of power, depending on how much exercise you do, you are just buzzing. I mean, you're just ready to go after your day. It's unbelievable. It's all good. Some people just jump into their work and start killing it. That's a great option too. But if you want to get like super, super centered, I did my walk today at 4:30. It's just game changing. So, how you start your day is how your day is going to go. How your days are going to go is how your weeks are going to go. How your weeks are going to go is how your months and your years are going to go. And that is your life, right? So day by day, if you're not creating it, it's default. If you want to have a life that's just amazing, you want to really be active creating it in your morning. Anyways, that's my transformational, you could call it a tip. It's more like communication. Today, we're going to dive into a brand new value proposition deck from Enphase. It includes things about our existing technology. It also includes things about the future that we're working on, that we're at work on, that are coming out, that are going to empower you guys. So I would love questions and feedback about this. And I'd love it at the end. So after we kind of complete the session, we're going to stop. I want to give extra time for you guys to really, give feedback and ask questions. But for now, we're just going to run through most of it. If you have a quick kind of general question, definitely we can ask that like at a good stopping point. But if you have more like feedback, I want to hold that for the end. Okay.
Yeah, you guys, if you guys have questions, just drop it in the chat and we'll go back to him when he's ready.
Thanks, Jarrett. So, people understand that Enphase home energy system technology is the premium technology in the industry. It's not debatable. It's not argument. People don't argue about that. I will tell you, when a company doesn't choose Enphase, and I talk to hundreds and hundreds of business owners, leaders, sales leaders, what do you think the only thing they say is the reason they're not going to go with Enphase? It's price.
Cost.
This other one is cheaper. That's the only reason. I've never heard anyone say in my 5 years at Enphase, hey, I really like to go with, Enphase, but it's just not as good as what I'm using. They don't say that. They say it's more expensive, right? And we're going to talk about that today. So Enphase really represents the best technology, right? With higher performance, higher output, a safer technology, a system. We're going to talk about upcoming products. We're going to talk about our solutions, new things like net metering 1.0 and 2.0 expansions, NEM 3, our grid services, which is hot. It's going to throw a lot more dollars into the home energy value proposition. And we're going to talk about who we are as your partner, right? In terms of our support, in terms of our nationwide technicians, in terms of our fleet monitoring, and even some of the new cutting edge software tools that we have. So, Enphase really is known in the industry as the best technology available for homeowners. And this.
Oh, Spencer, real quick, do you have any slides that you're sharing?
They're beautiful slides. They're gorgeous.
Oh, you want to share? You want to share your screen?
Amazing. Anyways, so I figured that out about.
There we go.
Thank you. I'm glad I only got a minute or two into there. Okay. So there's that outline. We didn't go far, right? As I said, Enphase really does represent the best technology. Our microinverters are a supercomputer, right? They are 8th generation supercomputers in a device that both converts, monitors, manages the performance of each panel, right? And this superiority, this advantage comes through this nerdy phrase that we call distributed architecture. Who knows what a distributed architecture is? Few people, right? If you think about a distributed architecture, it's an architecture that doesn't have a single point of management. So what's a really good example of a distributed architecture? The internet, right? The internet is a phenomenal example of a distributed architecture. The internet has, no single place that all the data is stored, right? Google has dozens of data centers, if not hundreds of data centers all around the world. If one blew up, everything else would still work, right? What's another good example? I got to get my standing desk going for maximum energy. What's another good example of a distributed architecture? Another really good example is the electric grid itself, right? The utilities don't have a single, power plant that serves a single group of homes, right? They have lots of different power plants. They all feed a grid, and that grid feeds homes. So if one of the power plants went down, everything else would feed that grid. That's a distributed architecture. Which road would you rather drive on if you're a customer, right? A road that has a single lane that has everything go through that single lane, or a multi-lane freeway where everything can work kind of simultaneously. If there's a traffic jam in one place, everything else still works. So when you choose your inverter, what do you want? Do you want a hybrid string inverter, a single point of failure that if it breaks, everything stops working? Or do you want microinverters? You want the distributed architecture, right? And it's not just with the inverters these days, it's also with the batteries, right? When you have a central hybrid inverter, that battery is dependent on that single inverter. Now, central inverters were designed to last 10 to 12 years, right? And that was under the design of roof load alone. Now, central inverters are doing double duty. They're not just converting the power from the roof, they're also converting the battery power all the time. So now you got a single central point of failure that's converting energy from the roof and from the battery all day, every day, right? As opposed to having this army of inverters, right? Separate inverters for the battery, separate inverters for the solar panels, right? So this leads to better output, better performance. You've probably all seen a picture like this. And, you know, what we talk about is we talk about how, you know, if an inverter fails with an Enphase system, it's just not a big impact, right? If it fails with a central or string inverter, man, that customer's complete system is off, right? If it fails on the battery side, again, with Enphase, totally fine, right? You're just losing a little bit of power. With a central inverter, you lose the whole system. What about backup power? Well, with an Enphase system, and an inverter fails, you still got full backup. With a central, you get the picture, right? The urgency is low with an Enphase system for your customers to repair, fix, call you on the weekends, get things working. With a central inverter, it's an emergency. They got to get out there and fix it, right? And so how many emergencies are you creating for you and your family over the next 10 years with central inverters that are installed? That is a question that I'm going to drill on today. Okay, so we know the warranty with solar inverters is a key factor for a customer's decision. With a central inverter, you're looking at a 25-year, with an Enphase inverter, you're looking at a 25-year microinverter warranty, a 15-year battery compared to a 10-year inverter warranty, right? I'm not going to go through all these points, but we're going to come up upon one of my favorite slides, which is that more energy equals more savings. So we compare inverters like they all do the same thing and they all operate differently. And Enphase has been working really hard over the last couple of months with some serious formidable competitors that have come into the market, and you guys know who we're talking about, right? You know, to really articulate and express and explain the value of the Enphase architecture, right? And one of the things we've been doing is we're doing some modeling, and the modeling numbers are showing us really incredible things. Now, you know, we have our own modeling tool, but that would be kind of whack for us to do the modeling on our own tool, because we could say like, hey, model's way better. Look, you're going to save way more with Enphase. So we didn't do it in our own tool. This modeling that we did is in Aurora, right? One of the most reputable shade tolerant, like they do full shading. They use the most advanced modeling in terms of each data point and output. And here's what we find. On a single oriented roof, single orientation, right? You know, perfectly string, no shading, you're still getting about $5,000 additional savings with an Enphase system. That's a single array. Now, how many people sell all the time single arrays with zero shading? Doesn't happen that much of the time, right? Maybe in a tract home out in Riverside here and there, but majority of homes have a little bit of shading. And some of them have, you know, more substantial shading. You know, what's amazing when you look at the high shade area on the right, I don't even think this looks like high shade, right? There are a lot of houses that are in this kind of profile, right? So what are people selling when they're selling a inexpensive string inverter? They're selling, oh, I can get $10,000 less. Yeah, they're saving the customer $10,000 in the front end, but the customer's losing $27,000 over the life of the system, right? That's really important for people to understand, right? And this is a single orientation. We've done some of the math. This is a 10% loss. We've done some of the math on like multiple orientations, and the numbers can be 15%, 20% reduction in output, right? That can equate to $45,000 over the life of the system. So there's really no, you know, when people talk about what's less expensive, what's cheaper, remember, we're not selling them widgets. We're selling them savings. We're selling them production. We're selling them what the energy production will do for them, the freedom that gives them on their finances, the impact that makes for the environment. If the system doesn't produce as much, right, they're not going to get the savings that they're looking for, right? So this is like my favorite slide. When we finally put this together, I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness. It's really, really hard to articulate that. We talk about more production, but what does that mean? And it means dollars and cents to the homeowner. So, okay, let's keep going. Safety is a big deal these days too. One of the things that Enphase focuses on is having AC architecture, no DC voltage. In fact, you know, when you take a DC architecture, meaning a inverter that's sitting right over a battery, that DC architecture is 600 volts. It creates kind of the most likelihood for combustion, right? So we have AC architecture, we only have a tiny bit of DC architecture. It's between the panel and the microinverter, about 1 foot on the roof, right? Everything else is AC. Everything else is the same that you already have in your internal walls, like the wires that are running to power your fridge and the wires that are running to power your microwave. Okay, so this all comes together in our Enphase energy system, right? Which is microinverters on the roof, batteries on the wall, a switch if you have backup, our amazing app that brings everything together, and our integrated car charger. Let's talk about those individual items in a kind of slide-by-slide run through, right? We have our microinverters, 25-year warranty, no DC power, no single point of failure, very expandable, easy to add on to. And these microinverters can work in a on-grid, off-grid mode. We even have now commercial models available. I'm going to show you that in a second for 208 if you ever have a small commercial project. Oh, by the way, before I forget, these products are made in the USA. Right? We have 2 manufacturing facilities in the US. This is where those are coming from. Our batteries are coming, I think, to manufacture in the US later this year too, which is amazing. Our
Hey,
batteries
real quick,
are,
Spencer, where
Yeah.
where is the manufacturing plant located? So we
Ooh,
could...
there were 3 of them. There was one in Wisconsin, Texas, and South Carolina. And I think there's still 2, one in Texas and South Carolina. With the downturn in NEM 3.0, I think we stopped one of the lines. Where I think we're in Texas and South or North Carolina.
Okay.
Good question. So our batteries are now our 4th generation batteries. These things are rock solid. They're hardwired. They're very, very reliable. They have an incredible power output, meaning that each 5 can back up 20 amp circuits. You only need 15 kWh to do whole home backup with these batteries. They come with a 15-year warranty, right? They have the best chemistry, and they're modular, right? So a lot of people are selling 1.5 on a small system, right? They want to get the most cost-effective solution. You know, maybe they're selling 4 kW of solar with 1.5 peak, right? That's it. So these are our batteries. And as I mentioned, we just came out with a 3-phase microinverter. I don't know how much you guys do a small commercial, but if there's ever a 208 volt system, a lot of people are trying to get into other markets right now with the kind of dip in the residential market. If you ever get a, customer who has a, warehouse or a, office building or a, dental office, right? And they happen to be a residential customer and they want small commercial. We now have plug and play for small commercial. It's the only commercial inverter that I know of with a 25-year warranty, period. And then we have our EV chargers, right? Which come with a variety of amperage. They completely connect up to our system. So they're all in the app. You can see on your solar app how much you're charging, how much you're discharging. One of the things about Tesla's charger, by the way, is that it only works with smart charging if you have a Tesla car, right? Our car charger works with every car out there, every electric vehicle, including Tesla. Okay, so now let's talk about roadmap, right? Which is super exciting. One of the biggest kind of changes in the current market in California is that Tesla started to offer a meter collar, right? And that meter collar allows you to put a switch between the meter and the main panel and not have to pay for the electrical labor to back up loads. We've been working on this for a few years. Obviously, they came to market a little bit ahead of ours, but you should know we're really close to having one short behind them. I can't exactly tell you which quarter it's going to be, whether it's Q4 of this year, Q3, Q1, but it's coming. We're working very, very diligently on that. And I've heard that Tesla's meter collar is actually having compliance issues. So you want to be very, very cautious when you start selling a brand new product. If you're filling your pipeline with something that's dependent on, utility approval, if you're the first adopter and, you got 10, 15, 20 pack projects, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Don't just put everything into a new basket where, it may get held up. I've heard that there's a UL rating called UL 414SB that Tesla's new meter collar isn't compliant, and they're having to update the compliance in June, and that compliance testing can take up to 15 months. So just something to keep an eye out for. I can't validate it because I haven't talked to the utilities about it, but I have gotten that from a pretty reliable source, and I'd encourage you to validate that for yourself. So we have this new meter collar that we're working on as well. We have a new battery that we're coming out in the beginning of next year. This thing is amazing. It's about 40% more dense. Well, I say 40% less space, 26% higher energy density. So it takes up way, way less space than our current battery, right? And we may even go to a 10P to make more battery in smaller housing as well. So this is going to have, this is actually 10 kWh. I take it back. So this is going to have more power in less space, more energy in less space. You're going to be able to get 2 of these on the wall and get 20 kWh in a very, very small space. The other thing we're doing is our system controller had an additional cost to it. We're ditching it. Our new batteries create what's called a neutral. And to be very, very cost competitive, we're reducing a box, right? Reducing a box saves cost, labor, install, makes it easier. So coming out now, you're just going to basically have a combiner, and you'll have your battery, and you have a meter collar, and you'll be able to go whole home backup. And that's it. Very, very simple, very clean. This is coming out at the beginning of next year. So we're working on some really, really cutting edge stuff. Here's a picture. This is 2 5Ps today. Here's going to be 1 10C. Okay. So I'm showing you guys behind the curtain roadmap stuff, just so you know, like, hey, what's Enphase doing with technology? Well, we're every year or so, we're coming out with the hottest shit, brand new stuff. Boom. We're not waiting, right? We have great technology, great foundational technology. Now we're going to talk about the solution. So what we recommend for somebody who says, oh, I really, really want Enphase, but I'm trying to save a little bit of money, is just go grid tied. Grid tied provides all the savings, right? All the savings, the most cost-effective solution. Grid tied batteries are amazing, right? Remember, when net metering 3.0 happened in California, it wasn't like overnight there were more outages. It just overnight, the value that you get from energy you sell back to the utility went down. So to solve that, all you need is batteries that are connected to the system. It can charge in the daytime, discharge at nighttime, gets you all the savings. And if you want, in the future, you can add a system controller and a meter collar, or if you do it in the far future, you might be able to do it without a system controller, depending on what you do today and what you're going to add. So, sell them grid tied today, give them the best solution, give them an inverter with a 25-year warranty, and if they want to go back up in the future, they can. But this way, you're not putting everybody into a pipeline with a brand new technology and putting your eggs all in that one basket. I would not do it if I was selling in the home right now. I would have a much more balanced approach. Okay, so the other thing that's really, really exciting that Powur has not approved yet, but I would say, it's great to have leadership on the call. We need to push on Powur leadership and operations to approve this as soon as possible. We now can expand net metering 1.0 and net metering 2.0 systems with additional solar and batteries without them losing their NEM 1 or 2 status. This is huge, okay? If you know how it works today, if you add more than 3 solar panels, right, you lose your status. You're now right onto net metering 3.0. So how does this whole thing work? Well, the way it works is the new system with solar and batteries just doesn't send energy back to the grid. You say, oh, I need to send energy back to the grid. No, you don't need to send it back to the grid. What you need to do is you need to reduce that additional usage, and you can do it with the new system. The way it works is, imagine today it's noon. You have an old system that's 5 kW. Your house is using 3 kW, right? So 3 was going to the house, 2 was going to the grid, okay? You get a new system, right? What's going to happen? Let's say we add on another 5 kW. So now what's going to happen is that new system is going to serve all 3 on the house. That's cool. Wow. I have a new system now that's serving all of my house demand. And now that old system, instead of only exporting 2 to the grid, it's going to export all 5. But it's not going to export all 5 at NEM 3.0 credits. It's going to export all 5 at NEM 2.0 credits. Oh, what? What? You mean full retail credits? Hell yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to round of applause from Jared. Okay, well, what happens with the extra energy that doesn't go to the home from this new system? Well, that's what you have a battery for. You fill up the battery, you put it in the battery, they use it at nighttime. So all of those existing customers that have installed solar over the last 5, 10, 15 years, that are adding EVs, that are getting heat pumps, that are using more energy, you can help them. You can help them now. They already know solar works. They're already in your Rolodex. They already trust you, right? You got all those people. You can go out and call. You can go support them, okay? But we got to get it on the Power platform and the process for that. So I'm counting on you guys to, maybe not all after this call, 5 minutes. Hey, Spencer said this, but close to it, right? Hey, I've heard that we can do this. I want to know when we're going to have this, right? We can't not be competitive. If somebody else offers this and we can't. Now, let me do a couple caveats. Utilities have already approved this configuration, but we're very, very early in the net metering submittal process. So we've started to submit applications all throughout the state with partners in beta, and they're getting accepted, and we're getting through those betas. Now, it's not really an official beta. It just means that we don't have a precedent. Like we haven't processed thousands and thousands of these applications, but the Public Utility Commission, California Energy Commission have mandated that utilities have to do this. This is the way the utilities said they're going to accept it. This is a done deal. It's just a matter of time. 1 month, 2 months from now, this is going to be rolling. Cool. So, by the way, what system do you think is best equipped for this? Enphase. Modular, 1.5P battery. This is a perfect solution for this scenario. What can we couple with? We can couple with, of course, Enphase. IQ8s, IQ7s, IQ6s, M250s, M215s. But what? We can couple with SolarEdge? Yep. We can go with an old SMA? Yep. You can add on Enphase to any of those systems. Now, if the existing system has another battery, you can't mix and match batteries. Don't put 2 batteries in the same site. Not good. It's like going out with 2 ex-girlfriends on the same date. Not going to go well. Okay? So no existing batteries, but basically any other existing inverter from NEM 2.0, 1.0. Okay.
Hey, quick question on that.
Yeah.
Can that be a grid tied system
Yes.
or backup?
Yes.
It doesn't matter either or.
Can do both options. Great question.
Wow. Okay. That's huge. Yeah, you're right. You could just do a 1.5P battery, grid tied, knock it out the park. Exciting stuff. Looking forward to that coming through.
Yeah. Throw 4 kW on the house of solar, brand new solar system, 5 kWh battery. They're good to go. Boom. Okay. So main panels, that's been something our competition has ragged on us on for years. We have all the main panel controls that single inverters do now. It's called power control systems. You can literally say exactly how much output you want in the software, and you can avoid a main service upgrade. Now, what I'd say right now is we have what's called the SolarEdge matcher, meaning wherever they are, we can go. How do we do it? Well, they say, oh, I only have a 7600, so you don't have to add the batteries. Well, you can do the same thing with us. You put 7600 in the app, and the solar and batteries won't output more than 7600. You can get under that 40 amp threshold. But what we're coming out with in about the next month, well, we're supposed to come out with it this quarter. We'll see. This quarter, it might be the next quarter. We're coming out with what I always call the SolarEdge killer. Because what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to not just go to that 40 amps and have a limit. We're going to be able to go to 200 amps on a 200 amp main service panel. It's called Busbar PCS. It's going to be a complete game changer for the industry. We're going to monitor the current coming onto the bus, and we're basically going to make sure the solar and grid current doesn't exceed the total, which means you can backfeed up to 100% of the bus bar. Okay, I'll be back for more training on that, I promise. Okay, what else are we doing that's sexy? We are taking the extra solar energy with our smart charging, making sure we're not selling that for pennies on the dollar. We're filling up our EVs with that extra smart charging, right? Hey, when the solar energy is more than the house consumption, no. Don't sell that back to the grid for 2 cents. Turn on that EV car charger, put that in your EV instead of buying it for 15 or 17 cents later in the day. This is smart charging. This has been available for 6 to 9 months already. This is available today. What's happening with grid services?
Oh, real quick, just on that. When you and I were in SolarCon and we were talking about that, you made a great analogy. It's kind of like plugging in your phone or something like that at night, right? It's going to be there. But when you come home, you just plug in your EV charger into your EV and it's going to optimize it, charging it throughout the day when it's the right time to do it.
Bingo.
And so it's like you just get in the habit, you come home, you plug in your charger, and it's going to charge it at the correct times.
Totally. It's so funny. It's like when new technology comes out, people like to micromanage it. Oh, let me charge it in. Let me undo it. That gets old really quickly. You don't want to have to go charge it, turn it on in the app, look for the right time. No. Just come home, plug it in, never go to the gas station again, and just walk away. Have the settings set up the way you want to set it up. Hey, I want it at 80% state of charge by the morning. Give me the most cost-effective way to do that. Boom. Let the software take care of the rest. Okay, grid services, what is that about? Well, you've heard of virtual power plants. We've been doing this for years. We now have some hot stuff coming out in California. So we have emergency load reduction program. It's going to add a couple $100 to everybody's system in terms of money from the utilities every year. We have demand side grid support, which can add up to 450 extra bucks per year in terms of grid services. This SDCP program is crazy. It's $5,000 up to $5,000 of upfront incentive for batteries. This is coming out pretty soon. Sonoma's got a program. So we're participating in all the grid services programs. These are ways for your customers to maximize the value of their batteries on the utility by getting paid, period. We have a homeowner app that tracks the dollars that are going into their credit account, right? It tracks all of that. They sign up for certain parameters and it just says, hey, look, use the battery on the grid to support the grid during times of high demand. Okay, we got commercial. I talked about that earlier. I want to focus. We got only 7 minutes on the last part, which is about us being your best partner. So Enphase has been focused in channel sales for an entire 15 years. We've never sold directly to customer. We've never marketed directly to the customer to buy from Enphase. We focus on a model where we provide the best-in-class product to installers to sell and install. That is not all of our competitors, right? Our focus is on your business, on building that business. We have a very stable, reliable business model, right? We're not going to change everything overnight, right? We're not going to go direct to consumer, right? That has, I don't know if you know, but when Tesla first came out with their Powerwall, they actually went to all distributors and they said, bring us all your installers. We want us, this was about like 5-6 years ago. The distributors brought in all their customers, said, hey, look, we're going to start selling Powerwall. Then what happened? 6 months to a year later, Tesla said, hey, we're going direct. We're going direct. All the distributors in California, CD, they were pissed. Tesla cut them out of the equation, went all right to the installers direct. Anybody who wasn't big enough, they said you can't have product, right? And they started selling direct for a long time. That's actually why Powur didn't have on the platform, because you guys don't have you use CD as a logistics, right? You don't have power warehouses. You're smart about it, right? So you couldn't get it for a long time. Then it is actually now on the platform because they went back to distribution, right? So it's, Enphase is focused on being a consistent, reliable partner for you guys that will never compete with you for your customers. We have a great network. We have incredible software services, and we have the best support in the industry. Fastest pickups. Here's what this page is all about. That 300 plus support agents, almost 100 local field technicians. Brunasso just emailed me the other day. Hey, I got a super escalated customer. You guys can't always use this line. We actually have a weekly support line. Jonathan has a pretty close direct relationship with me. So he's like, can you send one of your guys? So gonna escalate it. We're gonna send one of Enphase's guys out, take care of it. Right? Done. We have 24 field application engineers. Huge team to support our partners. What else? We give green tech seed stock for you guys if you need to replace it. We try to, in emergency situations, we try to be to the sites in less than 12 hours. and fix all sites within a week. We've done some really cool things in high disaster areas. We have over 4 million systems installed worldwide in 150 countries and over 2 million systems in the US. The other thing to keep an eye out for, I know you guys have your own software. We've talked to maybe the team about integrating some of it. Our new permitting AI stuff is crazy. We're going from a roof design to a full plan set in 3 minutes with AI. I can show you guys a demo another time. It is crazy. You're basically laying out panels on the roof automatically by clicking auto roof detect, auto panel placement. You're telling them where the battery is, where the combiner is, what the main panel amperage is. And when one click, we're populating an entire plan set with single line, with spec sheets. It's incredible, right? It's really, really revolutionary. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully, I know it wasn't much, but a lot of exciting things from Enphase. Please remember, we are a very, very committed partner. We want you guys to succeed. We want you to win long term. We want you guys to win at the kitchen table. We understand, price pressures, market pressures, but remember, this is a long-term 25-year investment for your homeowner. We want them to have the best solution and have the best partner behind them. So thank you so much for making the time today. Hopefully this is reinvigorating for you guys about Enphase, who we are, what we're all about, and how we're here to support you. And probably gonna sign off. I can stay on for questions if there are any.
Yes. Hey, thank you, Spencer. You guys give Spencer some love in the chat. Super appreciate you coming on here. Truly exciting stuff, what's coming in the future. I love, personally, the battery wars that are going on in the industry. It drives innovation. It does lower cost. There's quite a few questions in the chat. So let's go through a few of those if we can. I guess I'll just start right at the bottom. So Tara asked, can you confirm if the 5P battery can be stored either inside or outside in Illinois? And I'm guessing that's a temperature question.
Yeah, I don't know the Illinois temperature or market. I know that our battery is rated for indoor or outdoor installations. So we'd have to check the temperature specs, but if it gets very, very cold, it is a chemical device. You want to try to protect it, but I'd have to check the specific kind of AHJ temperatures, what the permitting requirements are. I would ask if there's a permit line for Powur. I would see if you could get the answer from them or for a local group, but I don't know that exact area.
Do you know what the temperature rating is on a 5P battery?
I'd even have to look up the spec sheet.
Okay.
Put the spec sheet in the chat though.
Jordan asked, anything up with monitoring? Is monitoring coming soon?
You guys have, so you mean consumption monitoring?
Jordan, you want to clarify your question? If you're still on here, I know he may have had to jump over to another meeting.
I think I might have another meeting. Hold on for a second.
Hey, I think what Jordan's asking, and it's Owen here. We've been having issues where the MSA for installers does not include CT consumption monitoring. So our installers sometimes don't install it. And then the app will tell the homeowners, hey, get the CTs so you can get this installed. And now our homeowners think that we're going to install CT consumptions for free. And it's kind of annoying because I feel Enphase does a lot of upselling. And it's just not really feasible for Powur to do these upsells, especially because we don't have direct contact with installers.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's a way to turn that off or just make it a part of the MSA, because it is really, really annoying. I have one homeowner who will not leave me alone because he thinks this system is broken, and it's just solar. So there's no battery. There's really no point in the CT consumption, in my opinion.
Yeah, we think consumption monitoring should be in every home, right? It actually helps you size batteries. It helps you understand how much energy the customer is using. It helps the customer long term. It is a good benefit. I understand the gap there, Owen. I don't have an answer for you right now. I really don't.
Right.
So I hear your feedback. I know that Powur was talking about making it mandatory. on all sites, even solar only sites. So I don't know the status of where Powur is in terms of making that part of the MSP, but for now that is a gap. I apologize. I actually do have 11 o'clock. It's actually for Powur, and it has to do with customer service. I have a few of my executive leaderships on a call with some of your leadership.
No
to just kinda
worries.
ongoingly
no-
improve
no-
the process. If you guys have that Facebook group link, you can send a quick chat. You can send a message to me. I'm happy to come back or take questions offline. But I appreciate you guys taking time. We want to try to keep working through any issues, but overall, I just wanted to communicate where we are. And again, thank you again, Tom, Jarrett. It's good to see you guys. Keep rocking it. And I want to say one more thing before I drop. You know, I was doing a training and guys were just really kind of down about NEM 3.0, right? And I was giving them all these strategies and approaches and insights and perspective and ways to do the math. And at the end of the training, they were like, oh, wow, I didn't think about it that way. Or now and what I said to them at the end, which was really, really interesting, is like, you got to rediscover your own love for solar if you're going to have any chance of inspiring homeowners to love it as well. And you could see it in their eyes. They just lit up by feeling like they now had the confidence to provide the solution. So Jarrett said it earlier, make sure when you're going out to do your work, you have a context, you have a view of yourself and your life and your customers and what you're up to that's empowering, that you're like lit up about. And if you're not, do the hour of power, shake it off, whatever you need to do. But that is fundamental, right? You want to stay connected to that. It'll carry the day for you, but it'll translate and communicate to your customers through your connection. Thank you guys so much. Great being with you. We'll talk very soon. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, Spencer. Appreciate you coming on. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this week's recording. I will stick around for questions, do office hour, but thanks again, Spencer and Enphase, for being such a great partner with Powur. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. You can also follow me on the socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. All those links will be listed below. Now, if you're looking to get started on the path to selling solar virtually, look no further than Powur. Powur is a decentralized solar platform that gives you the ability to sell 100% virtually in 25 plus states and growing. Their platform gives you the advantage to offer your clients a variety of different panels, inverters, roofs, batteries, and even EV chargers. Brands include Enphase, SolarEdge, Tesla, Franklin, and Span Smart Panels. Powur offers multiple zero-down financing options, including loans, PPAs, and leases. And with their revolutionary cost of goods sold model, 5 different streams of income, and world-class training, there is nothing else like it in the solar industry. If you're looking to get started, go to powur.com. That's powur.com/virtualsolarpro/join and start selling solar virtually today.